Hello and welcome to the Contemporary Comrades podcast.
Yes, sir. That's what I mean, like.
It's Heavy J.
Game winning shot. Ain't even stay to see the body drop. Had to pay quick comments to the guy. You say you hot, you probably not now. I got problems you probably got. I'd rather debate, conversate than rationalize. If there's a problem you probably got, but most of you ain't trying to talk it out. Man, what you talking about? I can call the squad and we can get it popping in the parking lot.
There we go.
Someone probably end up shot. Police sirens firing in the distance. In an instant, niggas scatter like roaches when the lights hit them in the
What's going on to the
kitchen.
people coming in?
Lay dead. I'm so
just doing it right now.
left in that parking spot. News headlines read, mamas please let the signal to stop. We thinking probably not. Probably not. Revenge is the only plot we got. Them niggas hit us. Now we gotta hit them niggas. Tell the Undertaker to get ditch digging. We about to have they mamas feeling the same way we feeling.
Hey, shout out to Grizzly Adams on the track, by the way. Link to the album will be in the description.
We about to have they mamas feeling the same way we feeling. My slime told me I could catch him lunching every Wednesday at my local Wendy's. I hit up my young bull and my OG. I call him Piccolo and Dende. I've been waiting hella days like the beginning.
All right, man.
of the game.
Welcome to the fucking Contemporary Comrades podcast. It's Heavy J. Song still playing. You know what I'm saying?
Man, these backgrounds.
To my right, we have
It's hilarious.
the
Did you see me? Oh god, that's funny. I'm about to keep
man.
that for a little while.
Oh, jeez. Anyways, to my right, we have the proprietor of the Half-Ass Podcast. Corn, say what's up, man.
Oh, hell. What's up, guys? How's it going? Look, man. Hey, we're getting into some real big shit today. Hey, it's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Some real
It's
big
Friday
shit, man.
night. It's Friday nights for the boys. Let's fucking do this.
It would be Saturday night, but niggas got work.
Indeed.
And to my bottom,
I like those.
we have my man who's feeling a little under the weather tonight. Shout out to Revex
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah,
My man
shout out
has
to
been a
Revex.
little under the weather tonight, but he's still coming out for y'all, man. Adam, say what's up, man.
What's up, people? You see this green screen nonsense I'm trying to do?
It's not showing up too well over here, but
Yeah. Oh, you're not seeing anything?
it
Oh.
just looks like you have like X-ray eyes.
I like that though. I like that. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping everybody could see.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, people? Yeah. We got some stuff for y'all tonight. We got topics. Yeah. I feel like straight shit, but hey, I'm here. Yeah. Hope everyone brought their something to drink. They brought something to entertain themselves with in case I start rambling or in case I start saying some absolute just utter nonsense. But yeah, people, welcome to the Comrades. Yeah, to my top we got Jerome, and to my other top we got
Fam,
got Corn.
I already introduced everybody, bro. You wild.
Welcome everybody to the Comrades tonight. We got
Bro,
a
you
good
must
show
be
for
under
you
the weather,
guys.
fam.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Adam here doing the intro. That's just
Dude, tripping.
yeah, what's up? Yeah, me and my nice black teeth. Yeah. So anyway,
So anyway, so we got a couple of topics for y'all tonight, man. We're gonna ramble about some shit, man. First things first. How's everybody doing? Corn, just for so we can get it started, man. How you doing? Just want some real
Doing
shit.
pretty good.
Like, let's just update everybody on how we're fucking doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing pretty good. Just working hard, working a lot, unfortunately, but still keeping your half-ass pod is still thriving, still
For sure.
posting whenever I can. But yeah, just chilling,
For sure.
man.
yeah, that's what's up, bro.
Adam, what about you, man?
Oh man, today was awful, but I mean, for the most part, yeah, it's been okay. What day is it? It's the
I think
7th,
it's
right?
Friday.
Oh, it's Friday.
Yeah, 7th of August already, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. Man,
Yeah.
time is just
Holy
going
shit.
by with an insane rate. COVID's been a bitch to deal with, like in the life situation. But I mean, Yeah, you know, just another day. Just another day, though. Man, this is trippy stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's fine. What about you, Jaron? You had a hard
Yeah,
day's
man.
work today.
Yeah,
You
for
said?
sure, man. Overall, I've been all right, man. Just working and riding motorcycles, man. That's pretty much what I've been doing. Trying to social distance as much as possible. Still keep sane.
Right.
And of course, practicing my tactical, you know what I'm saying, my gun skills, you know what I'm saying,
Tactical
close
illusion.
quarters combat shit. Still getting my little practice in, but lately I've been focused on riding. But yeah, so to get to the fucking topics, man, we got 3 people
Practicing
here. That's
his illusion skill.
right. So first, we're going to talk about we're going to go back into history, and by going into history, I mean discuss what a Chicago area leader, aka a state representative, is what he actually is. Calls for in Illinois to abolish history classes. I was about to say slavery classes. History classes.
What's the difference?
I mean, damn, ain't that some shit? But yeah,
No.
he calls for Illinois to abolish history classes in schools. Period. Redux Content said, "Damn, Adam, you got COVID."
That's why I got the background. Just to show it off. This is what actual
Right.
COVID looks like.
Right.
You get fuzzies, you get X-ray eyes, you get black teeth. Those are all the symptoms.
Right.
So I kind of like it actually, but whatever. I'm not gonna tell anybody else.
And also, by the way, if y'all want to get in on the conversation at any point in time, hit the link in the description. We can come debate us. You can come, chill with us, whatever you want to do.
Come fact check us.
But either way, the link's there if you want it.
Right.
But yeah. So State Representative LaShawn K. Ford said current history teachings lead to a racist society and overlook the contributions of women and minorities.
Mm-hmm.
He also said that his office distributed a news release where basically he asked the Illinois State Board of Education and school districts to immediately remove history curriculum and books that unfairly communicate history until a suitable alternative is developed, aka until they rewrite it in the way that he wants it to be rewritten. He and I quote, "It costs us as a society in the long run forever when we don't understand our brother and sisters that we live, work, and play with." End quotes. And he's also sponsoring a bill that would actually require elementary schools to teach students about the civil rights movement, and nothing else. Like as far as like history.
Oh, wow.
He said that he was concerned that current school history teachings lead to white privilege and a racist society. And I'll quote him one more time for you all. When it comes to teaching history in Illinois, we need to end the miseducation of Illinoisans. And I'll continue. I'm calling on the Illinois State Board of Education and local school districts to take immediate action by removing current history books and curriculum practices that unfairly communicate our history. Okay. Until a suitable alternative is developed, we should instead devote greater attention towards civics and ensuring students understand our democratic processes and how they can be involved. I'm also alarmed that people continue to display symbols of hate, such as the recent display of the Confederate flag in Evanston, which I guess is a town.
Yeah.
So I mean that's you get the gist of what he was trying to get at, right? Now, I wanted to just talk about how we've gotten to the like he's called like, all right, my opinion is he's calling for the reformation, if you will, of an inherently flawed system, which is our education system in America now anyway. Mm-hmm. So again, this is just nothing more but fucking crumbs. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Again, this is just like year of the crumbs, bro. Because I'm telling you, everything that makes like news and everything that like this to me shouldn't even be something that is even put on the table. It should be, hey, instead of let's rewrite history, how about let's take our flawed education system and reformat it in a way so that it's not reward based, but instead, kind of employs the student to want to learn more on their own naturally. Not oh, you'll get this. We'll dangle this chocolate in front of you. You'll get this if you just memorize this and long enough to pass the test, and then you're good. You know what I'm saying? But again, Corn, what do you think, man? I was round robin it for opinions.
Here's the problem. All right, so again, I understand where they're coming from with him.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I do too.
Change how history is being taught in schools. When I will admit, when I first heard the story, I thought he meant get rid of it completely, never bring it back. But apparently, they just want to get rid of it for right now and then try and fix it and try and, but still persuading, giving them the history. Again, he's not asking for both sides of history. What he's asking for is what it seems to me, trying to get rid of white man's contributions in history, which again, that to me, that's being hypocritical. That's double standards. We can't dismiss, the fact that, the white man had contributions just as much as everyone else, just as much as, the black man and just as much as Native Americans, and so on and so forth. To me, it makes no difference what you're going to try and do in terms of erasing, the past. Erasing the past is erasing the past. To me, that's, again, if we're talking about morals, yeah, to me, it's wrong. No matter what it is, I don't care how bad our past is. I don't care how terrible it was. We can't just continue to just keep erasing it. And I know we're beating this to a dead horse, but it's got to be said. It seems like it's got to be said every damn week, because people are still running around trying to erase history, which we've been proven, which we know for a fact. You erase history, it is going to repeat itself.
Yep.
For sure, man.
And actually, I found a little article here, or a little phrase from so this is coming from amp.news. It's saying, following Ford's appearance, Fox News contributor D. Roy Murdoch told Smith that he was in favor of including the contributions of other groups, but worried about potentially erasing the contributions of white people. Then he goes on to say, he says, for example, I'm all for discussing the work of George Washington Carver, the great black scientist, Murdoch said, but that doesn't mean that we stop teaching the contributions of Thomas Edison, who was responsible for the lights you see right behind the camera, which are lighting me up right now. And
he's responsible for my
I would argue
green
that
screen.
Tesla had that figured out before him, but either way, a white dude.
Thomas Edison made the green screen responsible for my screen tonight. So yeah, man. I mean, shout out to Edison for that.
All it looks like is like your camera's broke to me.
He's an innovator, bro. Like, we have this to thank for him. We have him to thank for this, rather. Those are facts, guys. Check that out. Thomas Edison made the green screen.
Man, yeah, but I guess like you said, man, I see what they're getting at with this, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's going to lead to other things, because if you couple that with, like all the statues getting removed, like everything being renamed, and now you want to get rid of history until it's rewritten in your way. Like that's not the way to do it. And you can argue that, again, that's fucking, what do we say every time? We live in a polarized fucking world. That's two opposites. You got the opposite over here. That's like, oh, we're excluding the black and woman experience out of history, quote unquote. And then you got the extreme over here. That's like, oh, we're excluding white male anything or white anything, and we're just going to rewrite it so that we're basically the equivalent of what they were in the other history that we're rewriting.
I feel like that's happening more and more.
Yeah, it doesn't amount to anything better. It's just okay. It's all right. This facade instead of this facade. Either way, it's a fucking facade.
Eventually,
okay.
I would say eventually they'll just be teaching whatever they want to. Whoever's the most offended will teach their version of history. Like, the ones trying to erase the dirty white man will just treat that as the thing you can make fun of, the reason the only thing you can be racist towards, right? They'll make that their priority, or whatever they're most offended by. Like, if it's whatever race they are or they want to push, If that's theirs, they'll make that them the victim and make everyone else the enemy, bro. It's just gonna fuck up kids even worse than they are now. Yeah, like history.
Right.
Like I don't understand like changing facts. You know, I know when we say fact check us, but you're gonna have to fact check the books pretty soon. And it's just a new form of just insanity and stupidity. Like I can't imagine being in school now. Like, I can't even just comprehend like enough with just being a kid itself, right? Being a young kid, a young tyke, one might say, you know, just trying to grow up as it is, but being taught what some crazy person wants you to know. Like, what if your teacher is a hardcore racist, or like I had a racist teacher in community college. Now imagine we got those coming in and teaching the youths when they're super young and can be taught things in a more like, well, you know how young minds absorb things and behaviors more than like an adult. Like this is before they have true personalities and true like identities built up, so they'll absorb just about everything in front of them. That's why that's why I still remember specific cartoon quotes from when I was a kid, yet sure don't remember much stuff I see as an adult, like quotable wise, to that extent.
Right.
Like it's so instilled. You know, the child mind just retains stuff to a much bigger degree than the adult mind. Like the adult mind, kind of everything kind of lumps together. You'll remember the things you really care about, but there are things that as a child I remember that I don't care about, that I hate actually, that are still just deeply instilled. Because now we have selective memory, right? Well, to an extent. But yeah, like it's and these kids who are getting taught this ridiculous mumbo jumbo, this mojo jojo, they're just gonna it's gonna be all over the place. They're gonna be teaching their kids stupid shit, and everyone's gonna be racist. Everyone's gonna be offended. It all comes back around again, as Rev says. So yeah, dude, it's just absolutely just off the walls. Yeah, man, I don't like it. Not a fan.
What is it? So do y'all know off top? Y'all say, and if anybody watching knows, feel free to drop it in the comment. But the age in which like is like there's like a golden age, and it's I can't remember if it's from like birth to like 5 or birth to 9 or whatever. That like I can't remember the fucking years, but it's like the first 3 to 5 years of your you know, of your like upbringing or like the most important.
Yes,
it's something like that. It's something like real. It's like I think it's like 5 years or less. If anybody in the fucking comments, you know, if anybody's watching knows, you know what I'm saying?
Early childhood is.
I can't remember. I know it's young.
It would make sense though.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense. And then, I've seen it firsthand. I mean, I've watched a niece and a nephew grow up. So like, I've definitely seen that shit firsthand. Like,
yeah,
like whatever, you know, is instilled or whatever they're around when they're young. You know what I'm saying? It definitely, you know, influences them later in life. And I can say that for my own self too, because fuck, I was naming like big rig trucks at like 3 years old. And now what do? I fucking work on cars and bikes and shit all the time. So it's like, it's the same, like it's literally been, well, you know, grew up a gearhead, you fucking end up a gearhead, I guess is what it is, right?
I was exposed to.
And if you grow up with no history in your school, then you grow up not knowing shit about whatever the fuck happened, you know, in reality.
Yeah, in America.
In America,
yeah.
But that's funny because like I forgot a lot of the history I knew, which is, you know, I guess that kind of counteracts what we're talking about. But I mean, if you showed me a history book with the facts on it, like the founding fathers, what have you, before they're erased, I could still tell you, okay, yeah, I remember that now. But it's just so deeply instilled that it's not a memory I look fondly back on. You know, like all the history we were taught, like name some historical event, and I'll tell you, oh yeah, or what's that, you know. But it's just one of those things. Like I don't think I even own a history book anymore, but I still, you know, cherish growing up and learning like what we are perceived to believe as the facts, right? Because again, like if I want to get on the offended person's side for once, which I usually don't, believe me, but if we are actually being taught the facts from the get-go, like who's to say the history books that were already written weren't doctored a little bit?
Oh, sure, they definitely were.
Because somebody else was a ye old offend back in the day. That's like, you know, like that they probably wanted us to learn this is the way it's always been, even back then. But that was pre-offended era. That was pre-SJW era. So nowadays it's going to be amped up to 2020. But
yeah, and you know what, that got me started on something. So that's some real shit. But so because you know how often the Bible's been retranslated and rewritten and spun for certain, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Spun for certain, like what's the fucking word? Like agendas and certain people in power at certain times. Like you have the King James version, you know what I'm saying? The international version of like just the Bible, for instance. Like it's it makes total sense. So that maybe we're witnessing that happen in real time. Maybe we're witnessing literally the next evolution in human fuckery right now.
Yeah.
And this is just all the little grenades or landmines popping around all the parts of the land. And then soon enough, 5, 10, 15 years later we're going to be in a new fucking world, literally. Because look at what COVID's doing.
It's already
what I'm
laying
saying?
the ground. Yeah.
Look at what that's bringing forth by itself. And then you got the racism shit behind it. Like, dude.
We already know that by the end of the century, the world's going to be done. The world's going to be over. No more Earth for us. Although we most likely will not see it. Our kids maybe might see it, or the next generation might see it. But for surely the generation after whatever Gen Z is, they're definitely going to see it. They're definitely going to see the end of the world if the world doesn't end by the time, before we are dead, because I mean, look what happened today in Canada. I don't know if you guys saw, but their last Arctic, what do you call it, flat top just fell. And it was supposed to last like at least another 20 years. They're not joking around, fam. They see what's happening to the world, and naturally what's happening to the world. Now they're speeding all this other bullshit up. Now, I was just talking yesterday about Ellen, about them, canceling Ellen and now replacing her and all this fuck shit.
Yeah.
Just to appease what all these different agendas are trying to shove down everyone's throats. Like I said it once before, and I'll say it a million more times, is that all this shit was planned. I just do not believe that it was planned to happen this fast as it's happening.
I have to.
I think they're starting to see it. They're running out of time.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think you're right. And also, shout out to Elise. She said, cognitively, children, I guess the most formative years are birth to 5 years, cognitively. And then she said, that you could argue earlier than birth and well past 5 years as well, as with considerable research. So, shout out to you. RevX Content said also from birth to 5 years. So I guess I had it fairly right. But good to know.
Good stuff.
And shout out to y'all for letting us know. But back to what you were saying. I mean, I think they're like, fuck, dude, we gotta do something quick. Virus, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, let's just bring the racism back because integration went too well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people are getting along too well now.
They're like, oh no,
let's ruin that.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's something. Just I really think we're in that transitional period, man, of the new whatever.
Do you
whatever
think
whatever the next phase for the shit is, man?
So that's interesting. So you think that everything got super racist again because they're trying to distract people from like bigger things in motion, like COVID was the start of it.
That is part of the bigger thing in motion. That's what I'm saying. I mean, but I've been saying that for 10 years. I mean,
yeah.
Like the fucking like this shit. Yeah, I don't know, man. As far as the just erasing history, I have a real problem with because when you really look into history, like it really, like I wouldn't know what I know if I didn't look back in history. Just straight up, if I didn't research things that happened in the past and patterns, and then you put the shit together, and then like you need at least spark the idea in the kids and the people's heads that okay, maybe I should look back and see what happened because that's why shit is the way it is now. You see what I'm saying? But then you get into history, but that's what makes history a potent thing is that you can easily, all you got to do is manipulate in a way that fits whatever you want to push, and it can spark, misinformation for generations and generations of people. And that's where you got to really learn like, discernment. Again, I guess that's part of growing up, how you got to grow up to be able to come across these things. You got to be able to, discern between what's bullshit and what's real. And then you also got to be able to say, hey, can I tie whatever this is into something that I've seen in real life, or something that I can, relate to something else that I might have researched. And then that's how you come to a fucking conclusion about something. Right. It's just doing that 1,000 fucking times, and then until it's like, oh, okay, and for a period of time, and it's like, okay, maybe that's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But to get rid of that in a school, like, you have to have that seed, which is, all right, let's have a history class. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, I know he's saying that we're going to bring it back, but it's just, man, I don't know, man. I just think just the premise is fucked up, personally.
Hey, you got to take into account as well, too, though. Them saying that, okay, we're gonna take it away for such and such time. It's gonna be TBD, to be determined. We're gonna bring it back, right? Who's to say their plan? Who's to say their plan is to even bring it back at all?
Exactly. Because we know these motherfuckers love to do that.
I know. Who's to say their plan is to say, hey, we're gonna get rid of fucking history classes for X and X amount of time, and we'll let you know when we're gonna bring them back. And then their whole plan is to just not bring it back. That's history 101 right there.
So people forget. Well, so here's a problem. Yep. When the kids are getting taught the new shit, the hip shit, what about their parents? What about I guess they'll be us if we're part of that group who has the kids now being taught the fuck shit, as a wise man would put it. What do they do? What then? Because those of us who have a problem with history being erased are going to, of course, fight back. So you're once again, you're at war with someone. Now you're at war with the school system, which, I mean, most parents end up having to go to bat for their kid at some point in early life anyway. Like, I can't name a single parent that, unless I just hate their kid, who didn't go at a teacher at some point, who didn't go at a school executive at some point, to stand up for their kid. So now the kid's coming home with chosen bits of history. And the parents like, well, what about this? What about Ben Franklin? What about George Washington? They're like, who's that?
Yeah. Who's that?
You mean those old those old racists? Yeah, we were just told they were dirty racists. Yeah, ever since they got rid of Mount Rushmore, we don't talk about those people anymore.
And do you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, but my mommy taught me that Benjamin Franklin did that. And they're going to be like,
your parents sound racist.
They're going to look up their fucking address, and they're going to be like, all right. They're gonna radio their boys. They're gonna come knock on your door, and they're gonna say, "Excuse us."
Sounds like you
we heard
parents.
That you were we heard that you were spreading false information to your child, and we
spreading
like to talk
hate.
Yeah,
you've been spreading
because
that hate.
Guess what? They already fucking do that shit in China. They already will come to your door based on what you say, online or whatever. Wow. So that's the next step. That's the next fucking step.
Here they'll just cancel you or ban you from social media.
Cancel you as a parent. Cancel you as a parent.
It'll be that.
Take your kid to
I mean, am I wrong? That's what they're going to do. I mean, we've already seen where they're going to extreme lengths to stop people when they speak out against the government. Extreme lengths.
Yeah.
Even right here on YouTube, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it happen for a long time. For a long time, they've been doing this.
Yeah.
And now it's going to get to a point. We're already seeing, as Jaren says, crumbs. We're seeing the crumbs of the pieces of them canceling everybody, of them getting rid of normal life for everyone, saying that, okay, you can't say this, you can't say that. And I guarantee you this whole COVID bullshit is a part of it. This whole COVID bullshit of, okay, what doesn't really make sense to me is how come these colleges are having to go to virtual online classes for the next year or next 2 semesters, but yet these high schools are still going to school. They're still planning to go physically to school in a couple weeks. Well, I have a little idea of what they're going to say happens once schools open up.
Okay.
What's that?
And that's that. Oh, so and so, we had 2 outbreaks in our school on week 1. Oh, but we'll be okay. Let's go into week 2. Week 2, you got 14. Now, the very next week, you got 50.
Fuck.
And that's just one school.
Yep.
That's just one school.
Right.
Hey, you know the fucked up part? That's already happened in Georgia already. I was sitting at work eating fucking lunch the other day, and I saw on the news it said first day of school, 5-year-old kid contracts COVID. I'm like, how the hell? Like,
Good Lord, man.
like, so the shit hits that quick? They come in at 9 a.m. and by 1:30 they got COVID. Like, is it really like that?
Happens? Guess what happens? Now everybody's put back on lockdown.
Yeah.
Guess what happens after that? Instead of taking away our speech, now they're gonna start taking away things from us physically. Now, so it's for our safety.
Yeah.
It's for your safety. It's for your safety. We're doing this. It's just like getting a spanking when you're a kid. Oh, we're doing it we're doing it, for good. It's to teach you this lesson. Anything. We're gonna spank you guys anyway and take away whatever it is that you guys like. Preferably your guns.
Yeah.
Yep. Your guns and your freedom.
They're already working on that.
And you know what else? That's already going to happen. I saw something the other day. I can't remember exactly what it is, or exactly the name of it, but there was six governors on the East Coast got together, and they're going to start doing like intrastate checkpoints and shit for COVID, on major highways and shit. Like, it's going to start in Baltimore, and I-95 is going to be the first freaking highway.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, and they already did that back in April in certain cities, if y'all don't remember. But they already did the fucking checkpoints on you, motherfucker, on us, I guess you could say. But yeah, now there's like governors are getting together because they're, I guess, quote unquote, fed up with the president. Which, if you're a governor, you should know that your state is mainly under your control, and you shouldn't be looking to the federal government for a whole lot of shit. But again, this is America. We all know we all know what the deal is. But
yeah,
I mean, the checkpoint you got the checkpoints, and you got everything we said earlier, man. It's gonna be that's gonna be it, man. It's the beginning. as Corn and I have said many times, man. This is the next 6 to 10 months are gonna be very fucking interesting. We already said you're gonna need to show your papers you're gonna need to show your papers to fly.
Interesting.
Now you got a quarantine for 2 weeks just for going from state to state. It's gonna be and the plan is definitely the lockdown 2.0. Everybody, I've seen it. It's already being foreshadowed in the media. What are you ready for a lockdown 2.0? Like 300,000 deaths could be. Yeah.
When you say quarantine from state to state, when you say that 2 weeks, what does that mean? I mean, from your job?
Yeah, a lot of people I've heard. I don't know how many people tell me that if they're like either their job or I guess their job. Yeah, if you travel from state to travel between states, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. I've heard that from at least 3 people.
Sounds pretty nice. I'm fucking around. Well, maybe a little bit, maybe not. But yeah, like fuck, dude. I thought you meant like from driving.
Yeah, dude. If you, I mean, I guess if you don't get out of your car, I mean, whatever. But
okay.
Yeah, if you go visit family and you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
some other state that's not yours, then you got to quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I mean, anybody got anything else to say about history? We kind of went off topic a little bit. Just had to fucking rant about COVID, but
it's fine going off topic. It's all relative.
Yeah.
History's changing, so there's really nowhere wrong you can go with this. So just making it new as we speak.
Yeah.
No, I just I worry for the new generation, but I'm really more worried about like ours at the moment. That's probably sounding selfish, but
it's not selfish.
Got to look out for me and mine's, right? But yeah, dude, that shit's fucked. Like, I don't even want to think about the generation beyond Gen Z. I think we've mentioned that many times. Just because, like, being brought into the world right now is just a terrifying thing. That's why I'm seeing less and less parents, like new parents, rather. I'm seeing less younger people.
You're joking, right?
Parents. Well, to me, are you seeing more and more new parents?
Yes, dude.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, personally, I've been noticing less, but
I'm seeing the exact opposite. I'm seeing a lot of. I'm seeing people still people still getting married, people are still having children, people are still, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, married's one thing.
Buying multiple vehicles and all kinds of shit like that. So, yeah, I'm seeing it all. Yeah, there's been no slowdown in any of that. From what I've seen, anyways.
Just the act of just going through with it at the moment. I mean, it's so scary. Like a brand new life born into 2020. I would just put it off. I would put it off at least another year to see if this shit goes back to semi normalcy, which it's not going to. But yeah, dude, like at the very least, the whole COVID shit, like until they have a vaccine, regardless if that's actually a vaccine or not, or what it's actually going to do.
Yeah.
Just to know that you can like treat it like rabies at this point, you know, like just get a vaccine for it. and then we find out was real.
Bruh.
But what about mass? So are you asking? So Adam, are you asking for mass vaccination?
If COVID has a vaccine and it actually works, then treat it. Then if it's like rabies, if it'll actually just save you from it, I'm fine with it. Yeah. At first, I don't want it because you got to have it tested a million times over. It's going to take forever to get it tested. Jaron, you're frozen. What are you?
No, I'm not.
You were just stuck in one pose. But yeah, and of course they're gonna test it over and over. But at that point, if it's actually tried and through, I hope it gets distributed. I hope there's a vaccine to COVID. I don't want it to just be like this shit forever. You know, quarantine and isolation. Fuck that. But yeah, like get it to the point where people are getting back to real life. Movie theaters open back up, and among other things. But like right now, it's just the shits, and bringing a new life into it is just very scary to me. So yeah, that's why I'm surprised you said more and more kids are getting born, because I thought there'd be at least a dip right now.
I mean, maybe I don't have the stats. I'm just going off of my perspective. But
Corin, what about you?
Oh well, I mean, I'll just say what I said last night. The same thing I said last night on my other stream, and that's this, and it's that I don't think that whether the current pandemic is really as bad as they are saying. Now, I know it's bad. I'm not saying it's false. I'm not saying it's a fake thing or anything like that. But hear me out. I think the numbers are fake. I think it's not as many people getting it. I think, Jaron and I talked about, I believe last week here on Comrades, maybe, I think it was on here, about how we think that, they're falsifying whether it was really COVID, how people died, how various people died, that, they might say that, they had COVID at some point in time, but they died from some other reason, but they're going to say it was because of COVID at that point.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. And another thing about this whole pandemic, bullshit is going on right now, and how we could get it possible, which I really hope we don't, a lockdown number 2, but it looks like we probably will, and another stimulus check, whatever. That's whatever here nor there. But with the whole vaccine, is that yes, if they actually have a vaccine, I mean, cool. But at the same time, they're testing all this shit on someone right now. On some people right now. They've been doing it. Yeah. Even before COVID came out, they were doing this stuff. Because they knew it was going to happen. They knew eventually something like this was going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
And I could probably go as far as saying they probably planned this bullshit. Again, that's what makes us get to pray anyways.
Yeah. You already know.
Because we're thinking outside the box. We're looking at this like, okay, this is fishy here.
Yep.
We're supposed to be ahead of the game in front of everybody. Well, we are. Yeah, this was planned. Now, again, the whole vaccine situation is, yes, all right, they're working on them right now, but at the end of the day, they're going to have to come out and tell us, okay, we've been working on such and such and such. Then they're going to have to tell us, okay, they're going to have to come out, even though it could be proven that, okay, this quote-unquote vaccine works. But they have to tell us that. So now they have to come out and say, okay, now we're going to start testing it on people, even though they've been doing it for all this time. After that, then it's going to take another few weeks for them to get the results back. you know, and then they get the results back, and now they're like, okay, now we're going to start releasing it out to all these health cares and health departments and shit like that.
Yep.
And then, yeah, they're going to give you, I guarantee you, they're probably going to make this vaccine a fortune off of this vaccine. They're going to force you to get it, and you're going to have to pay for it. It's not going to be free.
No, it'll be free. The company already getting their money off of it because like I think we actually talked about this in the last cast. GlaxoSmithKline got the $2.9 billion deal from the government. Or sorry, did I say billion? Was it trillion? Shit, I always get mad. Money just don't mean shit no more.
Was it quintillion?
I think it was 2.9 billion. Whatever I said in the last cast, y'all check it out. That's what it was because I knew I had it solidified then. But yeah, they got that bid, and the head of the push for that to have the vaccine by January was a former exec of GlaxoSmithKline. So it's like it's just more of the same shit. Like you put people in government who have ties with these companies, and then you get them the fucking bids. That's how it's been going for decades, generations. You could argue the foundation of America was based off of not necessarily corporatism, but at least the last 80 years, or easily since the 1920s. Easily since the 1920s, and that can be proven by the creation of the Federal Reserve in 1913, and then in that period of time until the Great Depression, that was sort of like the big like, oh, let's see how far we can go with this shit. Oh, we fucked it up, and then since then there hasn't been one, but now currently the economy is the worst it has ever been historically. In period.
Word, really?
Period. Yes.
Damn.
The U.S. has the lowest GDP it's ever had.
That's where we're at. Fuck.
But if you have to pay to get tested, why make it?
You're not gonna have to pay to get tested.
Okay.
You already don't have to get paid to get tested. I don't think they're gonna make you have to pay to get tested.
That's true. You don't. Everybody that I work with was doing it for free. So yeah, man.
That's probably why it takes so long.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
I know at first you had to pay health, and you had to use your health insurance to get tested a few months ago.
Yeah, it used to be like that. Yeah, I know at least in some places like California and places that are have like the higher numbers, they have like centers you can just kind of pull up and get tested, like little spots you can pull up. I know that actually there's a spot in Waynesboro. You can just pull up and get tested.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, at the what do you call them?
Those 24-hour joints, the little
the
little short med spot.
Yeah, the one down there is a spot you can just pull up. But shout out Rebec's content. He said, "Are you guys going to vote for the lesser of two evils or sit this one out?"
Oh, he's talking about like voting for president.
He's talking about voting for fraud.
Rev, I said Rev. Joe, you know just as much as Rev himself knows that we're not about that fraud life. I'm not voting. Shit, but you got my money.
First of all, shout out to Rebec's content.
Yes,
for real. He play for real. That's my nigga for real. Okay. Everybody knows I don't vote. Okay, I got that away. I don't vote. However, are we even going to have an election this year? I mean, we talked about. I mean, we didn't talk about, but we talked about last night what happened about the mail-in votes,
right?
And about how Trump's trying to get rid of the election because of the mail-in votes, because of all the fraud happening with that. I don't even think we were going to have an election this year, man.
I think that COVID will. I was talking to somebody just randomly I met at a rental car place the other day about COVID going away once elections are over, or once the president has either been reinstated, or if Biden somehow wins, which he won't, then COVID will like go away. Apparently, it's like all part of the plan. You know the name of the game, stuff like that. So yeah, that sounds very plausible. Honestly, that's actually, wouldn't that just figure, right? If it took the higher power, it took the government's game, the presidential election, to wind down these numbers. I mean, who's to say? We'll have to get there before we see it or not. But it's a very plausible thing.
Yeah, man. I actually have not given the chance of us not having an election any sort of thought, man. Like that's like it's not like an unheard of concept for me, but I really haven't given that any thought.
I think
But
It's
now that you say it, I'm like, oh shit.
what
You know
can
what
I
I'm
say?
saying? Now that you said that shit, bro, I'm like, damn. Like that very well could fucking happen. But I mean, I still gonna say, yeah, I think there's still gonna be an election.
yeah.
But am I voting? Fuck no, because
Should
we
you?
all know what we all know what the fraud is. The agenda is going to be the same no matter who's fucking in office. It's all. I mean, yeah. I'm not. Basically, the lesser of two evils is still fucking evil. That's the answer to that. Lesser of two evils, still fucking evil.
Yeah.
Also, shout out my dude
Mm-hmm.
Travis Dole, man. Finally tuning in, fellas. Yo, good to see you in here, fam. Real
What's
shit.
up, man?
Real shit.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Glad to see
Shout out
you
to
joined
Dole.
up.
Yeah, what's up, dude?
Heck yeah. But
No,
all right, man.
I
Shit.
think,
Okay.
I think the election is guaranteed because if this is all according to plan, if like the virus will somehow subside once the president gets instated, we'll find out because I don't think that's stopping for anybody unless we're actually at the peak of another war, which I don't think that's going to happen since everyone's quarantined. But we'll see. I don't think anything's stopping an election. I don't think anything's stopping anything political right now.
I mean,
Because-
do you think that quarantine is going to stop a war? I mean, it's not stopping protests and riots.
Well,
So it's going to stop a war?
People are out there still getting it and still causing bedlam. So yeah, dude, probably not. Fuck.
Shit. Shout out to Travis again. He said, of course we will have an election, absentee ballots only. So he is not of the ilk that Trump will be able to get rid of the election because of voted mail-in fraud.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter anyway. The dude's not losing like at all. Like they had no chance of losing whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
bro.
apparently, from what he's saying is that he does have a chance of losing because of the fact that these mail-in votes are gonna
Right.
hurt the Republican Party. It's because they're using pet names of households and dead people.
Right.
You know,
I mean,
and the dead people outweigh the living.
That's because, but if that isn't telling about the state of our country right now, then I don't know what is. Like, people would rather fucking vote for, a pet name or the homie down the street who speaks some real shit than any actual like quote unquote candidate. You know what I'm saying? It's fuck, man. We're doing it, fam.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, how many people do you think gonna do that though? Legitimately,
That's just
It's
stupid. It's funny, but
yeah,
pointless.
a lot. I guarantee a lot of people would do that shit. I already know some people who are like, I'm just gonna write it in.
That
Right.
wouldn't be that
Right.
bad at all. Like that dude's got a great voice to listen to. I can listen to him do some speeches.
I've heard people say that they're gonna vote for Morgan Freeman and shit.
And Morgan Freeman actually has a good voice to listen to. I was kidding about Gilbert, but Morgan Freeman actually has a charming voice to listen to. So yeah. But we already had a celebrity president, so bring him on. And we just talked about Kanye the other week. So yeah, just bring on the celebrity president. We might as well. Corn, our boy Dwayne the Rock Johnson was apparently going to run at some point. So
Oh yeah,
I guess we'll have to wait to find out if
I heard that too.
that's going through.
No.
The man who could single-handedly save comedy might just be president. So
You say single-handedly save comedy?
yeah, funniest man on earth.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah, guess we'll find out.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen then.
The hero Black Adam. Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen, man. But man, y'all want to get in? What's that?
Maybe not this year, or rather this 4 years. But
Right.
once Trump's done with his second half, we might get The Rock. Guess we'll find out.
Man, so Adam, you want to go into some reincarnation talk?
Yeah. Hey guys, it's me. Yeah. So our next topic. I did
Wait,
hold
on. Before we we have one question on the political topic before we switch.
The polygon.
Well, Revex said, shout out to Revex Content again. Said I was hoping Jesse Ventura would run. Yeah,
Oh,
he should have.
God,
He
I was hoping
Hey.
no. Ventura would run.
No. Rex content. Joe Trump. No.
Yeah, let's get Jim Carrey in
We do
there.
not
Now that you
want
said
Jesse
Ventura,
Ventura running for president. No.
Why
God,
not? You don't think so?
No.
I don't
worse-
really know.
yeah, no. He's way too controversial. No. That wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Not
Jim
even with
Cornette.
Republicans. It wouldn't work.
Was he so when he was governor, was he Republican or Democrat? I can't remember. Or was he independent? No, he was independent, right? I think he ran as an independent.
I can't remember, but I know he said I
can't remember.
just know some of the stuff that like some of the he says some yeah. He's made some headlines.
Yeah, he has made some headlines. But shout out to Rebecca Johnson. And then Dole said, who is Biden going to pick to balance the ballot? I don't know, man.
There's been this, conspiracy that whoever he picks as vice president, he's eventually going to become, if he wins, he's going to hand over, the presidency or, the seat to the vice president.
Oh.
So basically whoever becomes vice president for Biden will eventually be president, pretty much. That this is who the election is for. Because he's going to say that, I'm incompetent, I'm physically incompetent, and to be president. So now I'm going to hand it over. So it's basically just ushering in the next president. Whoever he picks as the vice president is basically going to be running against Trump.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now that's a theory. I don't know if that's it, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, I can see how somebody would say that for sure.
Some people were saying Kamala Harris. That's what James and I got into last night about Kamala Harris. That wouldn't be good either.
No, I don't think anybody he could pick would be good, to be honest.
Like any human.
I mean, like literally, there's nothing good in it, man. Honestly, it's really pathetic. Even I said, even if we're going to play in that sandbox of politics and government, like there's nobody worth a fuck to me that even has a snowball's chance in hell of being president or anything else like that. But shout out to Dole for the question. I have no fucking idea. Dole says it could be. Corn says it'd be a few people. Adam, you have any thoughts? Who do you think he's gonna pick?
Who would he pick? Like, probably to be some really somebody who could stir shit up. Who? Maybe another celebrity pick. Maybe somebody who's highly offended. Like, he's the Democratic Party. That's where we're at. So who's somebody who gets lots of clicks? Who would turn heads?
What's her name? AOC, Alexandra something Cortez.
Oh, yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, get Tommy. I got one. Get Tommy Lauren in there.
She's a Republican. Speaking of Tommy Lauren, though, oh my gosh, did y'all hear what Tommy fucking Lauren said earlier?
I heard. Yeah, I did. That's funny. I was watching that video today, Jerry. And that's why I brought her up just now. But I forgot she was Republican.
Oh man,
I didn't hear what she said. What'd she say?
Oh, dude, she went on I don't know if it was a Twitter rant or no, it wasn't a Twitter rant. It was like a Instagram rant or whatever the fuck. I don't know what the fuck these kids use, but but she went on a rant on social media, for 10 minutes bashing men, basically saying like women of women of value, like me and my friends, you have to be this, that, and she basically was saying we don't have to chase men and you have to be, what the fuck she said, you have to be like you don't have to make a whole lot of money to be with us, but we're women of value, so you have to do that. I don't know, it was some wild shit, man. We could actually probably play. I could actually probably play something.
You don't need to play her.
Just so no, because I got to get this right because this shit was fucking wild. Hold on.
She's got a voice that it's hard to hear.
Doesn't she have a man? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Tommy one has a man.
She got a man. They got like a divorce or whatever.
Yeah. So AKA she got hurt by somebody and now is a
and now she's going on rant on IG.
Basically that's what happened.
That's exactly what it is.
Travis said, I figured for sure a female and more than likely black. Yeah, you're probably right. That's why I was thinking AOC. Corn said, who'd you say?
Kamala Harris, like one of them for sure. Oh my God.
I can see that.
That shit stain of a fucking politician.
Oh shit! Yeah, she said men are trash and all this other shit, man. It's a long ass video. I don't even know where. I need to like cut it up and get some clips. But yeah, we don't we'll maybe save that for another cast or something. But but y'all definitely go check out what Tommy Loren said about men.
I'm already sick.
While previously being a conservative woman, quote unquote, not necessarily using those sort of talking points, she's already walked back, by the way. So check that out too.
Oh, of course, because I'm pretty sure she got roasted by her own fucking party.
Yeah, she's already walked back, but crazy shit, man.
That tells you, oh my god, that tells you how fucking brainwashed and how fucked we are as humans in this on this fucking earth. The fact that how are you gonna do a walk back so fucking fast? Like
straight up
again, man. This makes no fucking sense, dude. This makes no fucking sense. Nobody wants to stand their ground. No, everybody wants to play that stupid fucking game.
But what's
and there's
funny
no benefit to it. There's no fucking benefit to it.
Yeah,
just guarding your ass from something from what you know. I guess they know and we don't what they're guarding their ass from.
Yeah, man.
You know your ass too.
Yeah, but it's funny coming from her because she's was normal. Like I don't know the dude, the homie Better Bachelor on YouTube. He went
exactly
in on it. Yeah, he went in. I don't even watch the dude, but the shit came up on my feed. I was like, oh, okay. He spoke some real shit and like very unbiased. But I guess we'll get on that reincarnation chat now, Adam. So go ahead and kick us off.
All right. So the article I read, it's kind of just talking about the idea of if you believe in it or not, and the signs of your soul having already done it. It's pretty interesting stuff. So first of all, like this, growing up Christian, I never considered this a thing you were supposed to think about or believe in because you're taught what you're taught. But ever since we started doing the cast, we eventually have topics come up like this, and it is fun to think about. What if? And so this topic in particular, a few things pulled up about it is signs of you having already reincarnated. This is before I get into hypotheticals. Mm-hmm. So a few things like this are you have a powerful intuition, you have deja vu often, you feel like you don't belong, you have strong urges to visit faraway places, you thrive off deep conversation, you have trouble connecting with your family, you crave solitude. This literally sounds like me to a T. Like I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not saying it is, saying it isn't. But there's all kinds of things here that just really, you have fears that seem very real. It's pretty much about people who just crave more and who have memories. Okay, this one kind of counteracts it. You have memories of past lives. Let me read this one. Can't shake the feeling that you've lived here before. The memories might come to you in your dreams through a song, a radio, a line in a book, or something else mysterious. However, you don't recall these events or people from this lifetime, so you can't quite place these memories on a timeline. You just know they happened. That one's a little funky. It kind of throws it off.
Interesting.
What do you think? First off, what do you think? Do you think it exists?
What, reincarnation?
Sure.
Oh man, you gonna man. All right, so
go for it first off before we start digging in deeper. Yeah, do you think it exists?
Do I think reincarnation exists? Man, I don't. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, but I can't necessarily for 100% fact say I think that reincarnation is a thing. Like I can see, but I mean, I guess I really can't say that because. I mean, if you believe, I guess, in the concept of ancestry, then I guess there's got to be some form of reincarnation somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I definitely believe in ancestry. So I feel like just because of that, like there, like reincarnation in some form or fashion exists. So I guess I'll have to say, I think reincarnation more than likely is probably a thing. But the signs. So what you were just read, those are basically signs that may or may not mean that you've been reincarnated.
That you personally have already been. Yeah.
Interesting. So that automatically alludes to the fact that then if you're a human or you might be reincarnated into a human. So do you think that you go from a human to another human?
Yeah, or Jeez.
Because I don't necessarily think that would be the case. I don't know.
No, yeah, dude. Look, right
That's
here.
That's gonna get real deep real quick, man.
Exactly.
Go ahead. Let me stop talking. Go ahead and ask Corn, man.
do you think it exists first off before we get into anything else?
Say that again. I'm sorry, you went in and out. What'd you say?
Hold up. Make sure my mic's not fucking up. I said first off, do you think the concept exists before we get into anything else?
Yeah. All right. So I have a couple different theories on that. So I think that it does exist to a certain extent. Again, like, I think it's one of those things that if you speak it into existence, it probably could. But for people that don't really fuck with reincarnation, there have to be rules to reincarnation. And again, it's not like we would even know what those rules are,
right?
Because again, we don't. If we had a past life, we don't know what it is. We don't know if we've been a bug before, if we've been a goat before, if we've been, a praying mantis. We don't fucking know.
That's the cool shit. Yeah.
I fuck with praying mantis, by the way. They're cool.
There's the theory that your birthmark resembles your past life. Whatever kind of birthmark you got or something like that. Again, I don't put too much stock into that, but again, it is something good to think about. So again, I'm a little bit on the fence when it comes to whether I believe in reincarnation or not. I think that's something that is just, to me, I just got to be on the fence about.
Right. I feel you. I feel you.
That's the thing. Like, you have to be on the fence because we don't have proof. That's what makes this kind of stuff so interesting to me, because whatever I don't see in front of me, I'm always immediately more drawn to. That's why I love fantasy so much. Like this kind of shit. Like just imagine. Like now let's get into hypotheticals. Now let's get into the good shit.
Hold on, before we do that, shout out to the homie Connor for dropping by. Yo, what's good, fam? Hey, he said the homies joined in remotely. This is amazing. VA to Florida. Hey, Connor, man, I miss you, dog. Hey, hit me up for real. I know phones work both ways. I know all that shit, man. But for real, like, good to see you in here, fam.
I know phones work.
Good to see you in here, fam. Oh, yeah. This man, Connor. Hey, if y'all haven't listened to our episode that we did with Connor, go. It's in the fucking the Comrades Classic section on the fucking page, man. Check that out. That interview was fire. Shout out to Connor again. We went into some deep shit on that episode, man, and we've been in some deep shit in real life, man. The Connor, the homie, for real. But all right, I'm good, man. I had to shut my nigga out.
Oh no, yeah,
hell yeah.
Shout out to Connor, of course. Yeah. So, damn, where was I? Oh yeah. All right. The murders. No, not the murders.
The deepness.
All right, the rebirth. Yeah. So if you could honestly wrap your head around this, like if reincarnation was a thing, which we're not saying it's not.
Mm-hmm.
If you had the choice to be reborn as, okay, let's start off with a person. So if you could be reborn as a person, first of all, again, what do you think you'd pick? Who do you think you'd pick? Miss you too, bro. But yeah, whoever wants to start.
Straight up.
Jaron? Man,
all right, I'll go first, whatever. I don't think that I would want to be reincarnated as a person. or at least as a human being, because I view like the human existence as not the not the end of our journey as a as a spirit, as a whatever. Like I don't necessarily view the human existence as the end of. All right, so it's basically saying, like, if you die as a human, then you get reincarnated as another human. I feel like that's not like a level up. I feel like that's more of like a step to the left or a step to the right. Like I feel like there's more to existence than being a human. Like I really do feel like that. And that may be from personal experiences, and maybe from whatever. But I and maybe that's my version of hope or not necessarily religion, but maybe that's my own personal version of like what keeps me kind of going through all this shit. Because I mean, the end of the day, life's fucked up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's even more fucked up now. But I feel like it just can't be the pinnacle of existence. There's just no fucking way. It's too rigged. There's just no fucking way.
Well, hold on.
So I wouldn't want to be reincarnated as any human.
Before you cross out human completely, what if you could also pick the time period you're born?
So, but we have to. I feel like we have to define some rules within this box
we
that we're
though?
playing in. Within this
because
box we're playing in.
reincarnation.
No, go ahead.
Frozen.
I'm able to pick what time frame we would be reincarnated into. Because again, if reincarnation exists, we wouldn't have any memory, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting at. It's like how would you know that I was in the the 2010s, 2020s, but now I'm back in the 40s because I chose it. Like that. Like we have to say, are you going to remember? Or are you not going to remember?
You're going to be running around. Yeah, because I mean, think about right now. I mean, who's running around besides RevX? Who's running around saying that? Oh, I've lived a past life before. You know, who's running around saying it? Oh, this isn't my first life.
Right.
You know,
That's true. What I mean is that, like, let's say all you got was your consciousness, right? All you got was your, like, perhaps your personality to return. And let's say life existed in a way where we could be reborn as just anything, anytime. So what if we went backwards somehow? Like, I know that's probably impossible at this point, but you never know what time will eventually lead us to. So, like, say me personally, if I had the option, I'd like to be born maybe in Japan, like maybe during an old time period, or be born into a situation where like you're speaking a different language to start off. You're born with. It's crazy to think about. We're talking about just humans right now. So born with like a silver spoon or something, like you have everything. Like, I don't know, bro. This is crazy. I would pick being born in Japan first off, though. I would literally love to be reborn as in a samurai time frame, or just a crazy old like historical version of a human. Corn, what about you?
like what would I like to be reincarnated as, or like when time frame?
As a person, like when, what? If you could just pick anything, yeah.
Well, it all depends on. Yeah.
See, man, it's like the concept is bigger than humanity. Like it's so hard to play within.
We're gonna get to that.
We're
gonna get to that.
Like,
well, here's the thing. I mean, just like what Travis Dole is saying right here. Do ghosts and spirits fall into reincarnation? I think that if I die, and if I had a preference of what I would want to do. Now, I had a little question I asked James yesterday too on a half-ass podcast, by the way, which you all can find as a sister podcast or the brother podcast to Contemporary Comrades here on YouTube. But last night I asked James the question of what if when we die. Like, because you know how we say, how people say like, oh, so-and-so's looking down on you, like, my grandma died. Is my grandma actually able to see me here on earth? If so, that's a whole nother loop of somewhat reincarnation to me in itself. Right. You're sitting down, you're still may not be in your human form, but it's your soul. I mean, exactly what Elise said. What's being reincarnated? Your soul, and if so, what exactly is your soul? I think if it's your soul, if you're looking through it, like to me, it's like you're watching your grandson or your great grandchildren their entire life as a television show, which to me, I think that would just be there are some pros to that and there's some cons to that because everybody makes mistakes. Everybody do I really feel comfortable knowing that, my great grandfather or grandmother who I never met, or any of my, ancestors watching me looking over me right now, like as like a TV show or a movie, like Truman Show or something like that? Awful to me. Yeah, terrible.
That sounds horrendous.
But at the same time, to some people, that's a little form of reincarnation as well, is that you have ancestors looking down on you, and you're not necessarily trying to please God, but you're trying to use your ancestors as a reference to please a higher power in order for your afterlife to be, pleasant.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, sure.
To me, do I put a lot of stock in that? Honestly, I started to put a little bit more stock into it the older I got, and then like within like the past, like I want to say maybe like a year or so, I started to have different views as to like I honestly like it's just everything's all a mystery now. It's all a mystery. Now, being reincarnated, do I really want to be reincarnated into something else? I would say yes and no. Yes, only because I want to still live after I'm dead, if that makes sense. Like I don't want to just become a form of dust or something. You know what I mean? Like that's pointless. Like I feel like
we don't know what's
there should be
going to
some
happen.
form of life afterwards. So like if you're asking me, do I want to be reincarnated? Yeah, because I want to experience life in some kind of form. You know, I do
for real.
You know,
because we've talked about afterlife before.
Yeah, as much as this life sucks, like I would hope it. I'm hoping it would get better. You know, I'm hoping that at the same time, that I don't have to experience death. But if so be it. You know, reincarnation. Would I want to be reincarnated as a human? I'm gonna go with yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be anything else.
You wouldn't want to be anything else. Okay.
No.
Okay. I feel you. I feel you on that. So I want to go back to my answer. I'm not going to renege on what I'm saying, but I'm gonna maybe clarify. So
yeah,
I'm gonna play it if there is no, if there's indeed nothing better than human, like if you're born as a human, you're born at the pinnacle of existence, right? Because we've only explored 3% of the universe.
Yeah.
So if being a human being is the pinnacle of existence and reincarnation is real, then yes, I would prefer to be reincarnated as a human. But again, like I'm kind of like, man, like I'm okay with not being reincarnated as, like, I don't know if I'd want to be anything but me. I don't know. I don't have like a desirable anything I can think of off the top of my head that's super desirable that I want to be reincarnated as like a different type of human. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, maybe like I like to experience a different culture. Like, I'd like to be like, it'd be cool to experience a different culture. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Like, but then that begs the question: do we have the memory of our previous culture? Because if ancestry is a thing, then that's memories of your previous cultures based on your existence currently. So are you reincarnated in the same sort of lineage? Like, because if that's the case, then ancestry might not necessarily be what we think it is, or it might be what we think it is. So that's a tough one.
I just now thought about that right before you did that too.
Yeah, dude. That's some wild shit.
What if you got reincarnated? It's like you're six generations down, but in the same lineage.
Yeah, in the same lineage.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want that.
Yeah. But who's to say you have a choice?
Exactly. Like I would pick to be born in Japan or some other country. Just
right.
Total fresh start, total different.
Right.
Living like what you see, what you're taught, history, what we talked about earlier. But if I was a person, if I was reborn as a person, then that's what I would pick. I would not want to be another like American, do this song and dance again. Like, yeah, but then
I mean, I feel that.
But then you get into, what if you were reborn as a thing, like an animal? Well, like, okay, let's say you didn't get a choice, right?
But you said earlier that we were being reincarnated as humans.
Well, yeah.
So
that was that topic.
Outside that. But first, I wanted to talk about what Travis Dole said. He said, "Bomb drop. If reincarnation existed, memory wouldn't."
Yeah,
that's interesting.
That's probably
but the thing is, your memory is only as good as your current existence, as far as we know. Like, you only remember things from when you were born to when you die. You don't remember unless whatever Adam read is true, and that you remember shit from you have flashbacks of past, whatever. So that's an interesting thought.
Right.
I do want to. Can I caveat off of that though?
Yeah.
Because I want to disagree with that comment and say this. Okay. This might seem a little crazy and a little weird, but there are times where I will watch something and I feel like I've been there before. I feel like I watch something, I'll be like that's a very nice setting. I feel like I've been there before. Sometimes I feel like that is, it's like I'll just have this like little photograph in my head of, okay, where am I at? In the middle of fucking Colorado, you know what I mean? Where am I at in the middle of fucking Seattle or fucking China or Japan? that could have come from a past life. That could be little fragments of memory from my past life.
Yeah, for sure.
If we're buying into reincarnation,
It could be
The deja vu aspect. Yeah, man.
I have deja vu a lot. Like
About things you
I
never
would
done.
say,
deja vu.
yeah.
I think
Right.
photographic memory is one of those things where I feel like it's probably the only thing we have left of our past lives. It's like you kind of vision in your head what it was like to walk. Now I'm not on the picture, like you kind of look a little familiar walking, on
We might have lost,
and
we lost
land
you a
in
little bit there,
China
fam.
somewhere.
Lost all of that.
We lost you a little
Oh,
bit
really?
there, fam. Yeah.
Mhm. Lost the whole
Where'd I cut
sentence.
off at?
I don't
Sorry,
even
guys.
remember, bro.
From start to finish.
It's all good.
There's little like fragments of memory all over the place when watching something or seeing a picture of something. Like it could be a fragment of memory from your past life. You could be thinking that you're in the middle of somewhere. You could, I just had a dream the other night where I woke up and I walked outside of a teepee, and I was surrounded by Native Americans. Like that's just one of those random ass things where it's like, is this really random, or could this have been my past life?
Right, for sure.
Never know.
You
I
never
feel
know.
like that a lot
Again,
when it comes to
tinfoil hat moment, but
Hey, I mean,
that's this whole episode.
Yeah, I'm about to say this
Tinfoil.
whole topic is
Tinfoil.
tinfoil
is
hat.
purely you know what I'm
Tinfoil
saying,
hat.
philosophical. So
well, that's why I brought up Japanese culture, because every time I feel like I just have a deep rooted connection to Japan, because every time I either watch an anime, play a game like Ghost of Tsushima, something related to Japanese culture, I always feel like this deep rooted connection, and it's like something about it. Like, granted, I need to go to Japan in my life. I will one day, but that being said,
get your Kobe pass, get your electronic
passport.
immunization documents ready. You show your papers. But go ahead. I just had to,
got a passport. But
I had to slap you with that, just like they slapping us with that right now.
Yeah, fuck COVID. But yeah, like I've already got such a deep rooted like lust for the country, for lack of a better word. So it's like, what if that isn't just an accident? So already feeling like you have a connection to something, a place you've never been.
Right.
It's got to mean something, right? So yeah, I would choose that. I would choose to be born there if I was born as a human again. But like, let's drift away for a second. What if you were born as an animal or a thing? What do you think you'd do, or what do you think you'd pick?
Shit. Damn.
Yeah, we'll start with you, Jaron. Like, it doesn't have to be an animal. Well, you're already talking, so
I would definitely. Well, I don't know if I say definitely, but I would want to be like a bird, some sort of bird, or some sort of aquatic animal, I want to either be something that flies or something that swims. Just because,
sea creature too.
Just because, I don't know. Those are just like, I guess, two like the ocean. As much as I don't spend any time around it. I mean, I don't say spend time around it. As little time as I spend around the ocean in my life, I really like it.
Yeah, I love it.
And it'd be kind of cool to sort of like, I guess, be in a some sort of like deep, but it'd have to be like crazy though, like be some sort of like semi-deep, going sort of fish or whatever, shark or whatever the fuck. But if not, I'd like to be a bird because flying is also just as cool.
Hell yeah.
But I'd say one or the other for that.
Yeah, I would totally pick like a whale or something. Like,
but I fuck with lions and shit too. Like I really like lions and shit too. So I don't know.
Walrus.
It could be. I like too many animals to be able to pick, but I'd have to say something aquatic and something that flies, for sure. Yeah,
I'm gonna go with walrus. I love walruses.
Walrus.
I used to study like sea life as a kid, and I was always really into seals and whales and shit. Yeah, walruses are badass, and they're fat as fuck. They just lay around, and they cause fights and ruckus, and
yep.
And they get to go, and they're always on the beach or in the ocean. So, fuck yeah, I'll pick a big fat disgusting walrus. Corn, what about you? If you can be an animal,
and also to the people listening. To people listening, go ahead and put in the comments what y'all would like to be. If you could be any animal, what would you be? Drop it in the comment. I just want to see.
It's all fun and games to be a walrus until you end up in a game of penguin, and then you're fucked.
That's
Me,
true.
what's the most appreciated animal in the world? A dog?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Really?
Or dogs and cats.
In the world,
Yeah.
I mean, in Asian cultures, they eat dogs.
True.
So,
That's fair.
An animal. I'm gonna go with a wild boar.
Yeah, they're cool. I like.
okay,
I like
that's
boars.
what's up. Okay,
Yeah, wild
I
boar
fuck
in the
with
jungle.
boars. Yeah, I fuck with
Yeah.
boars.
Either that, or like a jaguar. I'd probably say,
That's what's up.
or a wolf.
Jaguar, okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm
Okay.
changing mine to wolf.
Okay,
Wolves are
I
nice.
fuck with that too. I
Jared,
really
what
fuck with,
animal would you
wolves
pick?
and lions. Well, I said something aquatic or something that flies, but
Get a specific one in there.
man, fuck, I don't know.
We did. Come on.
If I'm a fly, I'm gonna be an eagle. Probably gonna be. I don't actually. Oh no, fuck it. No, I don't want to be eagle. I probably want to be a. Damn. What's like one of them crazy, cool, exotic birds and shit? Oh, shout out to Revex Con. He said bald eagle. That's what's up. Man, I don't know. If I had to pick a flying one, I guess I'd say like a. I don't know. Woodpeckers are chill, but they don't fly high enough.
Woodpeckers are annoying,
I
bro.
want something. I mean,
They
the ones that are
suck.
my way. The ones that are my way are chill. But I probably want to pick something that flies high. So I'd say like eagle or falcon or something crazy like that. And then as far as aquatic animal, I'm gonna have to go with a shark for sure.
Shit.
For sure.
And yeah, shout out to Elise. She says,
Yeah,
I
what's
would
up,
agree
Elise?
that deja vu could be caused
She said argue.
by dreams.
She said,
Oh,
"Argue."
I'm sorry. I would argue. I would argue that deja vu could be caused by dreams. Dreams are influenced by what our brains take in throughout our day-to-day lives. Who's to say those fragments of memory aren't just forgotten dreams? I'm sorry.
Fair.
Man, that's again some real shit.
Yeah.
Again, that's some real ass shit. Because man, because if dreams are in fact influenced by what our brains take in throughout our day-to-day lives, which I can attest to that. That is pretty much at least true for me. And I have a lot of fucking dreams. And I have a lot of vivid dreams too.
Yeah, I do from time to time too.
Who's to say that deja vu isn't caused by our dreams? But then again, I've personally had deja vu to where it felt like I had already experienced the exact same thing that happened, even though that thing hadn't happened before.
Right.
So
Yeah.
for instance, I've had deja vu like just randomly being in like a supermarket, looking a certain way, seeing a certain person do something sort of like not necessarily out of ordinary, but like for instance, I had deja vu one time. I was thinking about the same thing I was thinking about at that moment, and I walked to the same place I walked to, and then I looked at the same shit I looked at. I looked over and I saw the same old lady struggling to get the thing off the top of the shelf, and then I thought, man, should I help her? And then she asked me, and then I said the same shit in conversation to her that I said in the deja vu, and then after the whole experience was done, I was like, bruh, I literally literally felt like that had happened before at some other time. Like it literally felt like it was like after the fact, it was like I was on autopilot. It was like, holy shit. And then I was like, that really just felt like that happened. Although this is a new experience. I don't know this lady from Adam, no pun intended.
I like that.
I don't know. That's a shout out to Luke for your question. That's just fire. Revex said he'd be reincarnated as a bald eagle again. No, I'm reiterating it.
I thought you just said that again just now.
No. Connor said he's coming back that was deja vu for your ass. No, it's fucking.
It was just a reincarnation.
Right.
Seeing RevX content say that again.
Connor said, "I'm coming back as a lobster since they have decent life expectancy, and like Jay said, aquatic. I'm trying to explore to see. Yeah. I feel you on that, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, I feel you on that, bro.
Yeah, ocean life's the life, man. Fuck yeah.
Shout out to Elise. She said her sister said she'd be a manatee. All right,
nice.
I can dig a manatee.
Similar. Man.
I can dig a manatee. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she said she's coming back and Elise said she's coming back as a tiger. And she's about to be on her Carol Baskin shit. So
Carol Baskin.
I think y'all think we should block her after that comment. No, I was playing. She said Carol Baskin. No, just fucking around.
Well, I thought the tiger liked Carol. The tiger didn't like her husband or something. I didn't watch that.
No, well, you say you thought Carol what?
I thought the tiger liked Carol.
I don't know. I don't know if tigers like Carol or not. Honestly, I didn't like Carol.
Carol doesn't like the tiger.
And I have a feeling
doesn't like
neither did
the
Elise.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if tigers like. I mean, I guess they like her enough. She runs what's his name's whole zoo and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they ain't eaten her alive yet, so I guess they like her well enough. She feeds them. Fuck it, right?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Probably. Yeah,
Possibly.
Yeah. So yeah, I would pick walrus if it was the sea. But yeah, if it was like another animal, like a land animal, if I could be a predator, I guess walruses are predators. They kill like everything. But if I could be like a jungle predator, I think it'd be cool to be a big ass rhinoceros, like the extinct ones. There was like one breed of rhinoceros that were just huge and like almost as big as elephants. I think I'd be that one. I used to love rhinos. Those things are they're so fucking cool looking, you know. All those giant like what's the word? All the poacher beasts are just fucking cool looking. So yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, they're pretty interesting for sure. At least say lucid dreams, man. Lucid dreams. Any y'all ever had a lucid dream?
I miss them. I haven't had them in a while.
Just for the people. Yeah, on our Dreamcast. Just for people who don't know and people who haven't listened to that cast, which if you haven't, check it out in our contemporary.
That's an oldie, but a goodie.
Comrades Classics section of the channel. But a lucid dream is basically a dream where you know you're dreaming, and you are able to basically move as if you're awake, but you're dreaming, and you know you're dreaming. So you can kind of act as if you're in reality, but you're dreaming, and you're doing all this knowingly in your dreams. I've actually struggled to lucid dream. I've actually tried to lucid dream because for those that can't do it naturally, there is actually like a set of like sort of steps you have to do. Like it might sound crazy, but you have to have like a very clean diet for a considerable amount of time to be able to lucid dream. You have to be hydrated. You have to like not be on any sort of like. You might eat like not caffeine, like not like any sort of like alcohol or any drug or anything like that. Like you have to be pretty clean to be able to will yourself into a lucid dream. It's kind of crazy. I gave it a try for a while, and it's not easy. It's not easy. And you also have to have a very clean pineal gland, or your third eye, as they call it, because when you try to lucid dream and you try and fall asleep, you actually have to sort of focus on that, and you have to sort of like let go of. Like it's kind of wild, man. It's wild, but you have to sort of let go of your connection with your body, if that makes sense. Like you have to sort of focus internally towards. I don't know. It's hard to describe, man. You just look up lucid dreaming and how to like do it properly, man. It's pretty wild, but you have to like. It sounds sort of hippie shitish, but it's dope. And you can sort of have like some vivid colors and all sorts of. So if you close your eyes in the pitch black, you get like if you focus on your on the white light in your when you close your eyes, you see light, right? Everybody sees light, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you close your eyes, you see light, even in a pitch black room. When you focus on that, you get all sorts of other colors and shit, and you basically just keep focusing on that, and then you sort of just let go of the connection that you have with your body, and you sort of go into that, and then within that you fall asleep. But if you get good, you can control what you do while you're asleep in your lucid dream. It's really cool shit. But just had to break that down for y'all real quick.
No, very cool shit. Yeah. I'll have to maybe research that myself. Yeah,
check it out.
The whole diet thing. It's a lot that goes into it. Wow.
It helps. Basically, it helps. It's not like a must, but it helps.
So do you guys believe in like karma when it comes to reincarnation, or like you reap what you sow, or you reap what you sow?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So like if we're just separating this from afterlife stuff, if we're talking about this just being what you get, and you were a piece of shit as a person, who's to say you will come back as like a tree or something and get chopped down. Something ridiculous like that, or you'll be a water fountain. Well, no, that's man-made. I guess it would have to be something in nature. So yeah. Tree, a blade of grass.
Or you
I
come
don't
back as a human, and
About
you
to
got to
say,
start
get
back over
to you.
and redo everything all over again
Yep.
Yeah.
until you get it right. But then
Yep.
again, this world's going to shit, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. That like this world's going to shit, and so are our morals. So
Yep.
I mean, A, I mean B.
And that's
How,
really
how long are we going to be able to reincarnate, or do we reincarnate and go to a different universe?
right.
Sure.
Oh, dude,
Sure.
don't get me
But
started.
y'all don't want that conversation.
I'm all about that shit. And
I do.
that's already been proven in science that they have, I guess, claim that they have proof of other dimensions. And I mean, if you look at the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider, basically it collides particles together faster than the speed of light, and it creates black holes, which is essentially another dimension on Earth. Little mini tiny black holes, but it's still they're creating that on Earth. It's not a far-fetched concept. It's actually, it's actually being toyed with, which I think is probably a bad thing. But
Yeah,
but I don't know. I feel like there's got to be a threshold between like the want to explore and then the want to like all right, we should probably chill because we might fuck some shit up. Like there's got to be a line there somewhere.
Yeah.
But you were saying do we believe in basically like karma?
Yeah, do you believe in like you reap what you sow when it comes to reincarnation?
So and
like,
shit.
Yeah.
In terms of reincarnation,
Oh yeah, what if you came back as like somebody who's like straight up handicapped or like not all the way there because you were a shitty person in your past life, or what if you come back as like someone who's extremely challenged or I don't even know how to even put it without honestly getting into offensive territory, but it's like, yeah, what if you got punished and came back as that? So yeah, dude, like that's wild to think about. I would hope it doesn't work like that, because I feel like if you were already shit, you just wouldn't get a reincarnated fact, because that's kind of what we talked about whenever we mentioned the afterlife, which I feel like we had an episode about it, but it's also something we come back to a lot, whereas we say that you just wouldn't get a second chance. Your existence, your consciousness would just fade. So I would hope that would be the case, but who's to say?
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I think that I personally think that yes, I think that karma is real, and I think karma plays into reincarnation just as much as it plays into like your current life and current existence. Like I've had karma play out in my life a lot. I've seen karma play out in other people's lives a lot, or at least what we consider the concept of karma. And it's to me, it's irrefutable. I also think that since it exists here now, I don't necessarily say I subscribe to it, but I agree with I subscribe to the principle of the ancient Hermetic principle of as above, so below. What exists in the macrocosm also exists in the microcosm.
Yeah.
So if the concept of karma exists in the microcosm, which is in our individual lives, it also must exist in the macrocosm, which is the concept of some form of reincarnation or some form of karmic, justice system within, the universe. So basically like, and that goes into what I was saying earlier about like, there's got to be something better than being a fucking human, because I feel like the human existence is inherently, I don't want to say inherently evil, but I want to say inherently
Wicked.
Yeah, sure. I mean, well, yeah, sure.
Wicked.
Same difference.
Inherently wicked.
Totally wicked.
Like we're like, we'll never be perfect. Humans will never be perfect. That's the one thing that's consistent amongst every religion, every form of teaching about the human existence. The one thing is that you're not fucking perfect. You'll never be perfect.
Even though we're
I'm
taught
not
to
saying
strive to be perfect.
Exactly. And if you don't perform to a semi-perfect level, then you're worthless.
You're
or whatever.
less than.
Yeah. Now, is there such a thing as perfection? But I would have to say in small bits, yeah. So a good example of perfection, maybe to me, would be, well, given that all right. So I'll just lay this out. I don't know if this is necessarily an object of perfection, but I heard this and it made me, and it's funny that we ended up talking about this, but I was listening to the Masculine Mercenaries channel, and the host Angry Man gave a saying, and he said this is an example of perfection. He said you know how you take a car and you put a new tire on it, and you have to balance the wheel so that it rolls smoothly. He was saying you put the tire on the balancing machine, and then you spin it, and then you stop spinning it, and then you see where it lays, and then you put weights on it until it's perfect, until it's balanced, and doesn't like lean to one side or the other. And he was saying, he said that was an example of perfection. I don't know if that's necessarily true, because you have to make sure the machine that's doing the balancing is calibrated. You have to make sure that the operator knows how to use the shit properly. You have to make sure you have the proper weights. I feel like there's a lot more to that than just that concept in its pure form. So just to argue perfection, I mean, yeah, I guess it may exist in some form or another, but I don't necessarily think it exists on Earth, like true pure perfection.
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe not amongst humanity.
It's a tough thought. What's that?
Maybe not amongst humans. I mean, I feel like an animal could probably be perfect in its own way. Because people are the only ones that have the concept of evil within them. Only people can be evil. Or do you disagree with that?
I don't know.
I haven't met an evil beast that wasn't just trying to eat to feed itself for its family or something. So yeah, man, like
only humans can be evil, man.
Like, what other species do you know that straight up goes out of its way to kill things that isn't just trying to eat? I mean, people, people are the only things that isn't just
you might be right, because humans are the only things that on Earth that theoretically, can discern between right and wrong.
Yeah, dude.
As far from a point of this is evil and this is good. Not necessarily. Now, an animal might be able to know, because dogs know what they should and shouldn't be doing after you train them.
Right.
Do humans inherently know what we should and shouldn't be doing, or do we have to be trained too by other humans?
You get taught morals just like everything else. But
saying that makes me think.
It
makes me think. I don't know. Like, maybe because humans are blank slates when you're born, right? You have your genetics and what your genetics will end up being. But as far as what type of person you're going to be, what type of environment you grew up in, you are a blank fucking slate when you come out the womb.
For sure.
From that perspective, on a cognitive and on a environmentally, I guess, created perspective, or like what type of person you're going to be. Like, if I didn't grow up in a small town in Virginia with two parents in the house and everybody worked their asses off, I probably wouldn't be who I am.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? If I was born in Scandinavia, chopping wood all day, living in the mountains, living amongst the wilderness, I wouldn't be the same person that I am here. You see what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So it's like we're when you say that, I think like we really are blank slates in that respect, and what is instilled upon you will determine whether you know what right and wrong is, and that is the same for. I would argue that is the same for a dog, because if you teach the dog not to open the door up, get out, get in and get his dog treats off the cabinet,
yeah,
and if he does it, he'll know it's wrong, and then he'll just give you a pouty face and say, "Oh, my bad, fam.
Yeah,
know,
but like a dog can't
but he
reason,
knows he's
though.
doing something he's not supposed to do, which is wrong, right?
Right, and I get that. And animals can, of course, like sense it when they've been taught it. But yeah, no, animals can't reason though. Like humans are the only thing on planet Earth that we will know that this one actually is a fact that can reason, that can teach. Like so, we
I disagree with the teaching.
No, okay, nature.
Again, animals can teach animals of the same ilk how to do certain things.
That's fair. Yeah, they
that has
teach
been proven as well.
Instinct based and parental stuff is carried on throughout every species of I guess
monkeys teach monkeys how to peel bananas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They also learn from experiences like we learn from experience.
That's fair.
I'm saying it's a tough argument.
I'm still gonna stand by the whole evil part though, because yeah, that's just something that only humans have the ability to process and spout out and move it along for the next willing ear or unwilling ear. But how do we get into this again? Yeah, how did we get into this? I'm a little confused at how we got here.
Oh no, wait, shit! It just the flow of the convo.
That's what happens.
Yeah, I dig it though.
Yeah, that's indeed what happens. Damn. Yeah. Well, Corn, you had one more little subtopic for us.
Yeah, I did. Well, I touched on this a little bit earlier on the Half-Ass podcast, but here on Comrades, I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention about Twitter and their subscription-based product that they're trying to sell to everybody now, because Twitter is they're possibly going to be coming out with a subscription-based editing with your tweets. Now, at first, people are thinking like, "Oh, great, we can edit our tweets now because once you post it, you can either delete it or just make a completely new tweet."
All right.
Now, instead of deleting tweets, now you're going to be going to editing. And like I used example earlier before we started recording, which is that you can have a picture of little puppies and not even a picture. You can just post a tweet and say, "Oh yeah, I love my puppies," whatever, and then somebody can say, "Oh yeah, that's awesome, that's sweet," and then you can tweak your little tweet and edit it and say something completely different, and that comment is still under there. And to me, I know that sounds silly, but it seems to me that could be just another loophole, another avenue for people to get canceled.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's another way for people to get canceled is, okay, now somebody's agreeing with you on something totally different that they weren't agreeing with you before on because you just edited your tweet. Right. Now again, it might seem far-fetched and extreme, but as we've seen, people have gone to the extreme to cancel someone else.
Dude, yeah, like imagine
that's a fucking slippery slope, man. If
someone left a comment about a completely unrelated thing and they found a way to warp it, if you got a vendetta against this person somehow, man, I'm glad I don't have a Twitter, bro.
Fuck yeah, I'm glad I got rid of mine in 2012.
That being said, like that's horrifying. If the commenter can change what they said completely and the comments say the same, that's so much to think about, and it hurts my head. And it makes me just pine for my brain to think about other things, because I just don't want to ever be involved in something that like incriminating. Like you could just ruin you could get canceled for anything at that point. Yeah, man, look how crazy this green screen's looking now. Like it's getting worse.
Like just saying like you're just saying like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Like somebody can say anything like, oh yeah, that was so awesome. Or wow, man, that's so funny. Like somebody can say anything. They can put up a joke and say, and then somebody says, oh, that's so funny, that's hilarious. And then again, there's some sick people out there. They can edit that tweet and say whatever the fuck, and that comment is still under there. Yeah, somebody's comment still under there saying, oh man, that's awesome, whatever. that's hilarious. And it'd be some, fucked up joke or something. I mean, we saw what happened to James Gunn. Thankfully, he was able to get his job back, but not everybody was able to do that. Not everyone's able to do that,
That's true. He's like literally the only fucking one. I can't think of anybody else who. Yeah, I can't think of anybody else who got canceled and then got and uncanceled themselves.
Yeah,
and was able to like persuade the fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Because of his success.
Yeah, because I mean, you could argue that, but there's been plenty more successful people who have not been able to bounce back from that. So I can't even say that it's because of that.
Yeah.
But man. Before we get to that, we have a comment. Elise says, read the 4 agreements. It gives a really good description on how we are trained by our parents who are trained by theirs in a society that trained them.
Oh yeah.
There you go. There you go. I mean, ain't nothing else that needs to be said about that shit. Pretty much. I mean, yeah. I need to read the 4 agreements apparently because I mean, so that's pretty much what it is. Like, we're all trained at some point or another, right? We all live under the same system of coercion, really.
Yeah.
Of fraud, really.
And it's funny she brought that up is we've mentioned this many times. Some people don't ever question what they're taught. And they would just completely follow it, completely teach it again. Not to say that's always a bad thing, but a lot of times it is. A lot of times you just start following blindly into the fire, so it's always good to question what you're taught. Even if you believe it, it's still good to question it.
Yep. And in my opinion, I guess that the job was done right when you're taught something, you're taught concrete things. But at the same time, you're also taught to question what you're taught without even directly being said to question what you're taught. If that makes sense. I think that's the best form of training, if you will, to keep it in context. It's like you're taught a concrete set of things, but within these things, you're naturally going to lead to be able to question, status, even what you're taught.
Yeah.
Because
which is what we've all done.
If you question what you're taught and it still turns out to be the case, then it just makes it that much more real. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
Which to me, I believe that's what we've all done. At least between us, that's what we 3 of us have done.
We definitely have.
Definitely have. Again, sure. and I think that comes with generational, obligations that we have towards just the world in general, and the era and the day and age that we live in now. Because growing up, we were questioning those things, and now look at us. Now we're seeing everything come, full circle, almost word for word, come full circle.
On some previous podcast, word for fucking word.
Yeah. So
like
I mean,
yeah, man.
God.
Definitely
still holding out the thing about Mount Rushmore. Whenever we're gonna be actually talking about that fucking thing coming down.
Once that happens,
I really hope it doesn't.
They're gonna have to demo it. They're gonna have to use dynamite. What you gonna do? Deface it? They ain't gonna do the job.
Deface the faces.
They're gonna fucking drill holes in it, put dynamite in it, and blow it up, and do something else with it. I guarantee you. If they do that, that's how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But shout out to Riley's content, man. He said you guys are killing it. Not a dull moment. Appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate it. Well, there was a dull moment when Travis Dole came by. Yeah, that was
shout out to Travis.
Yeah,
that's fun. Shout out to Travis.
For real.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, just to get my points on the Twitter topic, man. I guess that's in a way that's an odd sort of mini victory for against the Me Too. I'm not necessarily the Me Too movement, but the cancel culture. It's because now you can just go ahead and rewrite your tweet. So I guess if you said something 10 or 15 years ago, it can't get used again. 10 or 15 years
unless
from
it
now.
Unless it does what Facebook used to do, which I don't know if Facebook does now or not. I wouldn't know because I don't have one. But when people go and edit their status, it'll say edited at the top or at the bottom of it.
True.
So
it'll probably do that. It'll probably
it was edited.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
again, I just don't know who's going to pay. Who in right now is really going to pay to edit their tweet on Twitter? I just don't see that. I don't see anybody paying for Twitter. I just don't see it. I think the smart move would be to pay. Would be to charge the companies that are putting out these stories, these breaking news, because Twitter does break news a lot. A lot of people break news on Twitter. A lot of articles and TMZ and the varieties and all them. They break news on Twitter for a reason. Yep. They make these things trend for a reason, and now you have to. Now it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to pay for it. I'm not on that train. I'm not.
Yeah,
fuck. I feel you, bro. Neither am I. Neither am fucking I.
Nay.
Nay. Well, man, any final words before we wrap this up, man? Any questions from the viewers? We'll give you a couple minutes if you have any final questions. Just a little. It seems to be a little bit of a lag from when you actually type to us and when we see it. But if there's any questions, throw them in there. Man, any final words from the panel members? Man,
from the boys
before we hang this thing up.
We
good.
I mean, it's fun to get back in our philosophical bullshit.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Too much bullshit going on in the world, man. We ain't been able to get in our bag.
Right, but this is the bag I prefer. I love this shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. It takes us back to the old days, going over, our thoughts and what's really going through our minds, especially in times like this, where all this shit's going on in the world. And again, like it's not just outside of people. It's our own morals. It's
moral code, yeah.
It's coming to a point where our morals and what's being forced upon us are clashing. And it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to either take a stand or we're going to have to follow what they're giving us. And they're making it to where we are going to have to follow what they're giving us. Look at what the masks are doing. Look at, and again, I'm not one of those guys who's like, don't wear the mask at all costs. But at the same time, it's like, it doesn't really help that much.
Well, yeah, I fucking got a cold. And I've been wearing my mask at work every day. So what's that tell you? Yeah, thanks, mask. Fuck that
shit. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get into the masks, man, the
mask is just one example. I mean, look at what's going to be forced upon us here in a few months once they start coming out in public and saying that we are now testing these vaccines on this and that many people. You know what I mean? When they're saying, okay, now we're going to test these vaccines on 35 random people that tested positive for COVID, and this many live. So now let's force it. Whenever we talked about last night, it's going to be okay. Now you want to work. Now you're going to have to walk into work with a paper saying that you took the vaccine and that you tested negative and all this other bullshit, and just to work, just to have your own job. And what are we going to do? Even though we want to say no, we suffer as a generation. Again, we're not going to be able to retire. We need money. We need to work. We're going to be working probably for the rest of our lives.
Yep.
So now what's going to happen? Are we going to say no? Are we really?
If we say no, we have to say no collectively. Because if we don't say no collectively, it's not going to happen. You're just going to have a lot of people suffering.
Let's say we say no collectively. Because at the end of the day, nobody really wants to volunteer themselves to go through this vaccine. I don't care what they say. Nobody wants to do it.
They don't.
But however, it's already being played into a political game where it's like, oh, the left wants to keep the mask and the right doesn't want to wear a mask. No. No.
Oh my gosh.
I saw that in my room when this first started, and I said, this is going to become political very fast. Guess what happened? It became political very fucking fast.
It was born political.
You got Republicans over here, and you got Democrats over there, and they're saying, oh, they want to wear a mask. Well, we're kind of okay with the mask, but you're not really okay with the mask. You're not. You're just saying that because so-and-so over here is saying that they don't want to wear the mask. You're saying that, oh, so-and-so over here doesn't want the vaccine. But do you really want the vaccine? Do you really want mass vaccination? I know I don't.
Nope, me neither. But guess what's coming? 300 million doses of a coronavirus vaccine. By January, by the way, in case y'all were wondering.
And everybody's gonna have to stand in line. You want to go back to work? You want to do this? You want to do that? You want to walk into this establishment? Guess what? You're gonna have to show us papers. You're gonna have to wear a tag, or what they're talking about now. Remember years ago when they're talking about the whole chip thing? Well, This is the perfect time to introduce that.
Yeah.
The perfect time to start putting chips into people now, and saying, and now
Ooh, I
a
can
little
see
scanner
that
saying, okay, they have their little paper, they had their little chip, they had the vaccine is in the chip.
Yeah.
The vaccine and the I guess the what do you call it? The signal that that you've had it is also in the chip. Or
which will lead into chips for everything else, like then your social security information, then your credit card information,
medical record, credit card. Yep, this is just sliding all that right into home fucking plate, dude. It's already at second base right now.
Yes.
Yeah,
sliding that shit right into fucking.
We'll see if it all correlates like that, but yeah,
straight up,
sounds very doable.
Hey, shout out to Connor, man.
Yeah, Connor, come back as a guest, man. We'd love to have you, dude.
Yeah, man. He said, love to the contemporary comrades. Love getting in a conversation like this with you guys sometime. Winter of 2017. Motherfucking. Oh, my bad. Corey and I hit at the same time. Back of the porch apartment style. Yes. Those were the days.
I miss those days, dude.
Yeah.
So much.
Those were the days, bro.
Yep.
We'd be up till 3, 4, 5 in the morning just spitting.
Yep.
Spitting.
Talking about the same stuff we're talking about now. Yeah.
All night long, dude. That's some real shit. Yeah. Back porch of the apartment style.
Yeah,
6 hours, 7, 8 hours long, just rapping all night. But yeah, hell yeah. And when I say rapping, I mean spitting that real shit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Connor. But yeah, man, we're walking into a slippery slope here. And we about to slip off that motherfucker and roll down the cliff.
Just like what happened in Canada today. Yeah. Pretty much. But the question is, are people, like Jaren said, if we take a stand, it's going to have to be collectively. And let me tell you something. That might not even work.
It might not.
That might not even work. Standing, I mean, we saw what happened when people stand collectively. They trying to divide us real fucking fast. We stood collectively for 2 days. 2 days back in May. Republicans and Democrats together, everybody together. Races, genders, everybody. None of that mattered for 48 hours. After that, back to the same old song.
Same old song and
dance.
To war.
Back to war, soldier.
Back to the song and dance.
They haven't been beating. Sheep.
Yeah,
they haven't been beating the war drums too heavy lately, but it's just because the main focus now is like Corn was saying earlier, where we gotta accelerate the shit. So America has to go first. as it stands, has to go first, and then we have to usher in the rest of the shit. It's getting crazy out here, man. Getting crazy out here. Yeah. At least says, I mean, technically they have an implant birth control that felt like a chip already, or that already felt like a chip. LOL. Good cast tonight, guys. Appreciate you. I do remember hearing about that implant birth control. Yeah, so that already is time released fucking implanted medicine, and they've probably been doing that for how long? How many years? I'm sure that should have been out for probably 5 or 10 years.
Yeah, most likely. That's
the prerequisite, right? And what do we always say? If you get the women on board, the men will be on board too.
There you go.
So
what do men like? Women.
How fitting that the first. Well, I'm sure probably one of the first few uses of that implant chip medication and shit is birth control, right? Go figure. Yeah, man. But Adam, you got anything else you want to say, man, before we get up out of here, man?
Shit. I've been batting about -30 tonight, so I'm surprised I was able to spout off as much as I spouted it in general. But nah, guys, it's been fun. You guys have covered a whole lot of good ground. Man, this green screen's got me weak as hell. But anyways, I've had fun, guys. Hey, anybody who enjoys, stick around. Hope you had a good time. And if you feel free to research this stuff yourself, like Reincarnation. I just barely scratched the surface on that stuff. It'd be fun to go back to that. It'd be fun to look more into the concept of history going away, because I guess we gotta now we need to research old history so we remember it at all. Get it for your own personal.
So what you think I've been doing?
Yeah, I know you've been on top of that.
Shit.
Yeah, I kind of missed like all that stuff you had, Jaren. Like some of those files you had.
Oh yeah, I lost all them in a boating. I lost all those in a boating accident with my guns. I lost all that shit, man. It's a tragic event. I had it all printed out and lost it all.
All right, yeah, I
Sucks.
got you, Jared. Big jokes, Jared. We like to call him. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, dude,
guys,
it happened.
Yeah,
Heavy
Yeah,
jokes.
man. I'm surprised to see you using that sarcasm, though. I mean, that's.
I'm sorry, man.
I appreciate that. Nah, sometimes, Jared. Sometimes I don't think you understand hard sarcasm.
No,
But it's
I
all-
do. It just
It's all good. Shit, corn.
Yeah, I mean, great cast tonight. We went
Yeah.
into some real deep shit
Yeah,
really
for sure.
fast too, especially with the reincarnation stuff.
yeah.
Well, you know.
We've been missing this for a while. We've been missing the whole philosophical thing for a while. As I've been uploading, some of the old, episodes here to YouTube here on the YouTube channel here.
I've been re-listening too, man.
Oh my god, dude! I've listened to some of those old episodes.
Fire.
They're good.
Oh man, so good, man. I mean, not saying our new ones aren't, but I'm just saying
No,
those
right.
old ones, man. Just that whole philosophical side, man. Just
Yeah, I love that
comes
shit.
out, man. Yeah.
Right.
And again, shout out to everybody that joined tonight. Everybody that
For real.
dude,
Yeah,
the live
thank you.
chat was lit tonight. So
Yeah, the chat was lit tonight, man. We appreciate y'all for real. That's yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
my
if we
first
can-
time
yeah.
doing one of these, the stream labs. So that was really cool to experience that. So good stuff. It was fun.
yeah,
Yeah, man. We just live.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. As far as what I gotta say, man, just shout out to everybody for listening. Thanks for participating. Thanks for commenting and actually giving us some shit to talk about and giving us some shit to think about, which is really nice. I really like this live for that reason.
yeah.
Now we got
spices
some.
it up.
Now we got some shit to think about and go home and research. Right. So shout out to y'all for that.
For
yeah.
sure.
Connor said, "You guys killed it tonight. Great topics and nostalgia train hit hard watching this. Miss you guys and stay safe. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
stay safe,
see
man.
you
Miss
soon,
you too,
man.
bro.
Stay safe out there, man. We'll get
Sure.
together soon. That's real shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Absolutely.
get together soon.
But especially stay safe. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, dude.
Definitely. But again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to this great episode of Contemporary Comrades. Shout out to what I'm saying, everybody that listens. Shout out to Corn and the Half Ass Pod. Shout out to Adam. Shout out to me. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I'm just shouting
Shout
out
out to
everything
Heavy
to everybody right now. Shout out to
Yeah,
Heavy
man.
Jokes, my alter ego. No, I'm
Heavy
just playing.
jokes. Yeah.
But on behalf of the Contemporary Comrades, signing out. Peace.